News 5's Sports Sunday starts now.
In an already historic season, the Cavs are adding more to the resume. Welcome into Sports Sunday. I'm CARLY Mascitti. For just the second time in franchise history, Cleveland sent 3 players and its head coach to All-Star Weekend. The main event, tonight's NBA All-Star Game. Donovan Mitchell playing Kenny Atkinson's squad in the championship. But to get to that game, Don had to get through Darius Garland and Evan Mobley in the semifinal.
I'm CARLY Mascitti at Rocket Arena, where the Cleveland Cavaliers hosted the Miami Heat, looking to do something that no other team in the NBA has done yet this season, and that's clinch a playoff berth while also extending an 11-game win streak.
There can be a sense of unknown entering a season with the new head coach. In Cleveland's case, they had the reassurance of locking in the core 4 and at least the promise of positive changes under Kenny Atkinson. However, I don't think even they could have imagined the season going historically well. Cleveland pulled off a gutsy win in Milwaukee on the second night of a back-to-back. The Cavaliers remaining perfect after their toughest test of the season yet. The Cavs had to fight back in this one. They trailed by as much as 16 in the first to the Bucks, but there were 19 lead changes. It was tied up 8 times as late as the final 3 minutes and change. Tristan, your second stint in Cleveland, the team that drafted you, a team you won an NBA title with. How has it been to be back?
No, it feels good. You know, it's a real full circle moment.
Why did you want to come back to Cleveland?
You know, it's home. You know, it always feels like home. Getting drafted here when I was 19.
Altman also pinpointed an appreciation for Atkinson's international experience. He was actually in Paris when he accepted the head coaching position here in Cleveland. Atkinson will serve as an assistant on the French national team at the Olympics in Paris this summer. John, the Cavs are 12-4 in their last 16 trips to MSG. Unfortunately, we know none of those wins at the Garden were from this season. You already mentioned it. One of the toughest places to win in basketball. Is tonight the night that changes, though? Can they get that MSG win?
13 teams in NBA playoff history have come back to erase a 3-1 deficit in a series. We know it can be done here in Cleveland. The Cavs did it back in 2016 to win the championship.
After a brutal March schedule, the Cavaliers will get to close out the month at home, get some rest, sleep in their own beds, get back on a routine of some sort.
The Cavs will return back home to Rocket Arena right behind me for their final home game of the regular season against the Pacers on Sunday. But before then, they finished out their final road trip of the regular season against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden.
All eyes have been on the Cavaliers, and for good reason. They remain the only undefeated team in the NBA after a hard-fought battle against Brooklyn that took them down to the wire. Both teams on the second night of a back-to-back. No time to be tired, though. This one was hardly put away early. The Cavs got out to a double-digit lead, but saw their 15-point advantage dwindle before half. They were then on the other side of that by the third after the Nets went on a 30-5 run. There's no place like home, and the Cavaliers know it. Welcome into Sports Sunday. I'm CARLY Mascitti. After spending much of the last 2 weeks on the road, the Cavs are back in Cleveland for extended time. And what better way to cozy up at Rocket Arena than a playoff-style showdown with the Clippers? No Ty Jerome for the third straight game. He has tendinitis in his left knee. But other than that, business as usual for the Cavs. They jumped out to a double-digit lead after the first quarter, but led by just 4 going into half. Their lead would extend to 18 in the beginning of the fourth. But don't count out the Clippers even without Kawhi Leonard. They went on a 14-5 run in the final 3 minutes to bring the game within 3. But the Cavs pull through in the end, winning 127-122. Their magic number to clinch the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference is now 4. The Cavs have 6 players averaging 11 or more points this season, 2 off the bench. That second unit has separated Cleveland from the rest of the NBA this season.
The Cavaliers have been defined by their depth this season.
We have so many guys. You know, we go so deep.
That runs down the bench.
That's been the story all years. Our stars have been great, but the depth's been great as well.
Adds to the element of surprise is what I call, like, you know, you don't know, there's so much unpredictability. You don't know who it's going to be on a nightly basis. And I think that's what makes us so lethal.
The Cavs reserves are among the best in the league, top of the Eastern Conference.
We all believe in each other every single night that anybody can fill any role and do their job to the best of their ability, and everybody's willing to do that.
We really go 13, 14, 15 deep, so yeah, that's huge in teams that, you know, want to win a championship.
That second unit has been led by Ty Jerome, who missed all but 15 minutes of last season with an ankle injury.
This summer is just a lot of time in the weight room, a lot of time on my, you know, just obviously rehabbing that ankle, and then, you know, a lot of time lifting and just taking care of my body.
Jerome is the only 50, 40, 90 player this season and is on track to become just the second player in franchise history to finish in the club.
coaches, players, like they're empowering us, we're empowering each other. Everyone's told to shoot when they're open, and then two, it's coaches telling everyone to believe in themselves and go do what they do.
Jerome is averaging career highs in points per game, steals per game, field goal and three-point percentage. He's the only reserve in the NBA with these averages.
I've seen this, but this is a different level, and salute to him. He's gotten better. He's been patient, you know what I mean, and kind of doing little things for us to succeed.
The Cavs bench got even more dynamic when they struck a deal for DeAndre Hunter ahead of the trade deadline, the top bench scorer in the NBA. Hunter is undefeated since coming to Cleveland.
I think they had, 10 losses once I, got here, so they didn't really lose much before I got here. But, I'm definitely happy to be a part of this winning streak in history.
He's got some moxie, just the way he shoots the ball, right? There's no hesitation. Sometimes when you come into a new situation, you're trying to fit in, like he's just kind of put his hand through the door, like I'm in.
Now, Jerome and Hunter are both deservingly Sixth Man of the Year candidates, although they'll have to edge out Celtics guard Peyton Pritchard, the current betting favorite.